All right, so today we're going to talk about functions. Yesterday we were evaluating expressions, and today we're talking about functions. So function is just a special kind of algebra problem. Okay? So if you look, the definitions that you need to know, go ahead and highlight these. So first of all, a function simply is a set of ordered pairs. That means two numbers that go together. We call it an ordered pair. And it's generally in the form x and y. And we'll talk about that a little bit more as we get going. But it's really just two numbers. So the first number that we normally call x, go ahead, as a matter of fact, put an x right here because I left that off of your notes. So the input is usually the x. Okay, so the input is the number that you put into the function. In other words, the one that you enter in or the one that you plug in like we were doing yesterday. So it is the one that you plug into the function. It is also called the independent variable. In other words, we can put whatever number in there that we want to. Okay, so that's our independent variable. So the input is generally an x, and we'll talk more about what that means in just a second. And it's an independent variable. So the output is in the form of a y. So usually when we do these, we have a chart that's x, y. Okay, and so the y is the output. It's the number that you get when you put in the independent variable or the x. So we call it dependent variable. Dependent means it depends on what you put in. Okay, if something is dependent on something else, whatever you do the first time affects the second one. So for the x, we can put in whatever number we want to, but for the y, it's going to be based on what we put in. Okay? All right, so let's go into what these look like. So we kind of like to think of them as like a robot, which is why you're going to see a few robots on here. Because it's kind of like the robot, you know, robots, you put something into them, something comes out, right? You give them a program, tell them what to do, something comes out. Okay? So inside of your notes, if you'll find this little screen, it's inside your notes, and just look at the things that are on there. So if it increases, in other words, if the number goes up when you put it into the function, it means that you're either adding or multiplying. If it increases, you're either adding or multiplying. Okay? That's important to know because sometimes you're going to have to figure out what they're doing. Okay? If it's decreasing, it's going to be either subtraction or division. So subtraction or division will make the number go down. So if the output or the y is smaller, that means that we either subtracted or divided. Now sometimes if they increase and decrease, we can have multiple operations. There can be more than one thing happening. Okay, now this is the important part right here. This is the most important statement on this sheet. There is always a rule to a function. In other words, whatever we put in, it's always going to, the same thing is going to happen to everything that goes inside of a function. So there is always a rule to a function. And a lot of times your job is to figure out what the rule is. And the rule has to be written in a specific way. And I'll tell you more about that as we get to doing them. Okay, and then it says the function must have an independent variable, that's the x, and a dependent variable, the y. And that's what we just talked about a second ago. So let's go into doing one of these. So remember I said it can be like a robot. That's how you can think of it. Something's going in, something else is coming out. Okay, so let's look at this one. In this case, what we put in, something happens to it and then it comes out. So let's say for this one, if we put in the number 2, something happens to it and we get out the number 4. Okay, then if we put in the number 12, something happens to it and we get out the number 14. We put in the number 8, something happens to it, and it has to be the same thing to each one of these, right? And we get out the number 10. We put in the number 11, something happens, and we get out the number 13. Who has figured out what happens to every one of those numbers? It's the same thing every time. Good. Okay, a lot of you have figured it out. So here's how we write it. What happens between the 2 and the 4? We add 2. We add 2. We add 2. Each time we're adding 2, right? Okay, now I'm going to tell you how to write the rule. And if you'll just listen, this is going to be very easy. All you have to do is look at the top of your chart, because every time right here we did add 2, right? So to get the y, to get the rule, it's x plus 2 equals y. That's the rule for the chart. Now, you don't have this one on your paper, so you don't need to write it. Okay, so the rule or the equation, those are the same thing, is x, whatever we put in for x, the independent variable, plus 2 gives us y. That's the rule or the equation. Okay. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, so in this case, something happens. Does it go up or does it go down? Up. So we know it has to be add or multiply. It has to be one of those two. And sometimes we don't know until we've done a couple of them. So how do we get from 2 to 6? What is one way we could get from 2 to 6? We could multiply by 3, or we could add 4. So the only way we know whether it's multiplying by 3 or adding 4 is by looking at the next one. 5 to 15. Do we add 4 to that one? No, we multiply by 3. So the rule is, or the function is, 2 times 3 equals 6. 5 times 3 equals 15. 9 times 3, times equals 27. 11 times 3 equals 33. So our rule is x times 3 equals y. Do you see it? Okay, look, this is giving you the hint, and I want to see you, when you work these, I want to see you put this piece in the middle, because that tells you what the rule is. So our rule is x times 3 equals y. However, I would like to see you write it a different way. Who knows what the different way is? I'd like to see you write it. Close. Flip-flop those two.
3x.
Yes. 3x equals y. That's the best way to write it. The other answer is not incorrect, but remember, we always write it in that form in algebra. All right. So look at it. Now, is it going up or is it going down?
Down.
It's going down, so we know it's either dividing or subtracting. Now, if you look at the first one, and let me just give you a little hint. When I do these, I don't necessarily start with the first one. I start with the smallest one. Because the smallest one is the easiest one to figure out. Okay, that's just a rule. And you don't have to. You can do it any way you want to. But for me, I always pick the smallest one on there. So the smallest one is 10 and 3. Is there anything I can divide 10 by and get the answer 3? No. So we know it is not dividing. It is subtracting. What are we subtracting?
7.
So write this. 10 minus 7 equals 3. Now let's just make sure it works. So 25 minus 7, does that give us 18?
Yes.
Yes. Please be writing this with me. 15 minus 7, is that 8? Yes. 50 minus 7, is that 43?
Yes.
So our rule is x minus 7 equals y. Okay. You see how it works? So down where it says equation or rule, x minus 7 equals y. Tells us that whatever we put in where x is, we're going to get out 7 less. So this is the second one you have, and this is a little different. So there are 2 things for us to do. First, we have to figure out the rule, and then we also have to figure out what number goes right here. So let's start with the smallest one. How can we go from 2 to 1? There are 2 ways, right? Subtracting or dividing. What's one of them? We can subtract 1, or we can divide by 2. So we have to look at the next one and see, 10 to 5. Is that subtracting 1? No. So it has to be dividing by 2. Okay, so let's write that. So we have 2 divided by 2 gives us 1. 10 divided by 2 gives us 5. 200 divided by 2, this is the missing number, is what? 100. So our missing number is 100. Write that in. 300 divided by 2, that's 150, so we know we're right. So the rule is x divided by 2 equals y. X divided by 2 is y. Okay? So we can write it x divided by 2, or we can put x over 2 equals y. By the way, before we move any further, I just want to show you this. You might see the rule written like this. You know that's the same thing, right? We can change the order. We can put the y on the right or on the left. So either way you see it, it's still the same thing, okay? All right, I got one more example. Everybody figure out the rule on this one and what the missing number is. Write it in, and then we're going to talk about it in just a second. Okay, so it goes up, so that means we're going to multiply or add. So in this case, we are multiplying. So 3 times, oops, that's the wrong thing. 3 times 2, you can go ahead and sharpen your pencil, hon. 2 times 2 is 4. 5 times 2 is 10. And 100 times 2, that gives us the missing number is 200. So our missing number is 200. And our rule is x times 2 equals y. X times 2 equals y. But let's write it the best way, which looks like this. 2x equals y.
Do you take off points if we don't write it like that?
No. Okay. Okay, now, one more kind that you're going to see is where they give you the rule and they ask you to apply it. Okay, this is important. So they're telling us the rule is y equals x plus 5. So this goes back to what we did yesterday. So all we're going to do is plug in those numbers. So I'm going to go down here and say y equals x plus 5. And in this case, the first one is x is 5. So we'll put in 5 where x is. Y equals 5 plus 5. What is that? 10. Okay? Now, if I put in the next number, y equals 12 plus 5, what is that? 17. Y equals 3 plus 5, what is that? 8. Y equals 7 plus 5.
12.
Y equals 15 plus 5.
20.
And y equals 10 plus 5.
15.
Do you see how we filled it in? Okay. I want to show you just one more thing about this because you're going to see one like this in just a minute. Let's say that instead of saying that, don't write this, just look. Instead of saying that, it said y equals 2x plus 5. All that means is that we put in where the x is the same number. So it would look like this. Y equals 2 times 5 plus 5. Follow order of operations like we did yesterday. Y equals 2 times 5 is 10 plus 5 is 15. So our answer would be 15. Do you see it? So you have to put it in the equation.
I don't see it.
Okay. All right, let's do the next one. So let's do it with the number 12. So we have y equals 2x. This is the original equation, right? And so where x is, we're going to put in the number 12 because that's what it says right here. So y equals 2 times 12 plus 5. I'm just putting that number in. You with me now?
Oh, so the x is just the number. Okay.
X is the number that's the input, the number over here.
How did you get 2?
Hang on just 1 second, okay? So 2 times 12 is 24 plus 5. That gives us 29. So our answer will be 29. Okay, hold on.